Hello and welcome again. In my last video, I talked about the woman that said that she's tired of her marriage, just 5 years old marriage. And I mentioned the likely factors or the things that could make someone feel that way. And I promised to come back with the solutions. So I'm going to divide the solutions into two parts. That is, one part is what you should do before getting married, and second one is what you do inside the marriage to avoid getting tired of your marriage. Now, like I mentioned before, this time around, as you're going into that marriage, you must have realistic expectations. Don't expect too much in the marriage so that you will not be disappointed. This is no longer, romance novel. It's not some romantic movies in Hollywood or Bollywood. This is reality of life, so don't expect too much. Number two is prepare for marriage. Prepare for marriage. Don't just prepare for wedding. Wedding is just one day. Prepare for marriage, which is a lifetime. Prepare for it. Be very practical. Get knowledge as much, know as much as you can about marriages, about childbearing, about pregnancy, and other things on ground. Then learn to relate. That is, interpersonal relationship is very important. Conflict resolution. That's why emotional intelligence, I always, advise people to develop their emotional intelligence before even thinking of getting into marriage. Then someone you are marrying or you want to choose as a spouse is as important as the marriage itself. Don't just marry because he has a broad shoulder or he has beards or he's dark skin or he's tall, he's huge, or he's generous. That's not enough. Look beyond that. Compatibility, your core values, and the more your core values align, the better, so that the marriage will not tire you so quickly. Commitment. Learn what commitment is, and you must be willing to commit. You must be willing to commit. And then I advise people, whether male or female, to learn to stick to one girlfriend or one boyfriend. If you're able to stick to one boyfriend or one girlfriend as a single person, it will be much easier for you to cope with a husband or wife. Commitment, fidelity will be much easier. But if you are used to, double dating or multiple dating, when you get into the marriage, it will not change anything. Nothing will change. And if you are not allowed to do what you've been doing before, then you will start kicking. You'll get tired of the marriage. Then you must learn to be accountable to someone. When you are single, you can easily go anywhere and come back when you like, and nobody queries you. This time around, you must explain your moves. You must tell someone where you're going to. So you must get used to it. You must learn it. Then if you are battling with any emotional issues, sort it out before going into marriage. Sort it out. There are people with, like I mentioned in the previous video, who are battling with a lot of mental issues. Some of them don't even know. Or emotional wounds. Sometimes from childhood, your emotional traumas from your childhood, like from your parents, traumatized as a child. You need to resolve it. Or you've been hurt by a previous boyfriend or even husband or wife. Resolve that. Heal from it before going into marriage, so that you not get tired easily. Because if you carry that baggage, emotional baggage into the marriage, you will start bleeding on who didn't cut you, and that can make marriage very tiring. Then loneliness, fight it. Learn how to fight loneliness. Like I said before, marriage doesn't cure loneliness. If you can't learn to be okay on your own, you will not receive marriage, will not help you too. Yeah. Then when you are married this time around, let me tell you something. For some people who have traveled with long buses, especially those night buses, let's say traveling from the southeast now, like Enugu or Anambra, to somewhere like Lagos State. Now imagine being in a bus that is so dirty and smelly. with very crazy co-passengers, noisy, lousy, troublesome. Then the driver too is also a very crazy fellow that drives so recklessly. Traveling from the east to southwest will be like you are traveling to China by road. You're traveling to India from Nigeria by road. It will be so boring. The journey will be too long and tiring. In fact, you will even regret joining such bus. But imagine being in a long bus traveling from that Enugu or Anambra to Lagos State, and you have very amazing, humorous passengers who keep making you laugh with a lot of interesting things. The bus is so comfortable, neat, smelling nice. Then you have large screens where interesting movies, very interesting movies are being shown. If you have ever been in a bus like that, the same thing happens in flight. You have a very beautiful flight with good movies, flying for long hours. You will not even know when you get to your destination. You'll be enjoying the journey that in such a way that when you get to your destination, you look as if it is so short. I think hours will go and you will not even know. That's how it is in a marriage. There are so many things that can make marriage so tiring, like I mentioned before. So this time around, you make conscious effort to make your marriage interesting. One of the suggestions that I've been given is to do things in common as husband and wife. That same way you were behaving when you met each other, maybe as boyfriend and maybe during dating or courtship, display that same love. Show that play. Do a lot of things. If you've been hanging out together, try to hang out together as husband and wife. You can work on your gardens together. You can chase a particular dream or side hustle together. Communicate as much as possible. Enjoy each other's company. Don't live like strangers in the house. It can make it so tiring. Don't throw things away like, the things you used to do when you were, because maintenance culture, the same way we don't maintain buildings and other structures. That's how many people don't maintain marriages. You'll be so, romantic at the onset, and within a month or two or a year or two, and that is it. And sometimes you allow children, childbearing and other things to come between you as husband and wife. Then, in fact, I heard someone telling the wife, when the wife was complaining of not being given attention, the man was, am I not providing for you? Think we are still dating? Do you think we are still dating? This is marriage. So does it mean that when you are married now, you should no longer be romantic? You can no longer show affection. Do a lot together. Communicate as much as you can. Do interesting things. Dance together. Say good words to each other. If you can, learn how to also write good and romantic words. Text messages, WhatsApp messages, handwriting or handwritten, romantic words or even poem and all that if you can. Do something very interesting from time to time, including sex life. Your sex life should be, kind of keep experimenting with sex styles, not just a missionary, a one performer, or even doing it only when you want to make babies. No, experiment with a whole lot of things. Do things that will keep making the marriage look like you're renewing it every single day. Then if you are a man, don't leave the load for your wife. If you are not good at assisting in cooking or doing chores in the house, then get a house help. So that stress will not kill the woman and make life miserable for her. And if you are a woman and your husband is not ready to get your house help and you are able to afford it, discuss with him and get one. Yeah, they know they take suffer heads, they boast. That's not what makes you a good wife. So the less the stress you experience as a couple, the better you will enjoy each other. Keep doing the marriage. Make it interesting. You'll find out that the longer you stay together as husband and wife, the sweeter it becomes. You'll never get tired of it. Some of us who have been there for years now, by God's grace, will tell you this. It gets more interesting every single day. That's it. So don't forget to follow me and also to share my videos so that I can reach as many people as possible.